Hey, welcome back to the Consultant CEO podcast. I'm your host, Brashana Miller. Like I always say, super excited to have you here. If this is your first time joining me, this podcast is for women who are consulting business owners and they serve client organizations in the corporate space. And you are overwhelmed and tired of being the overworked employee in your consulting business, and you are ready to start reclaiming your time, your energy, and increasing your revenue. So if that's you, come on in. On today's episode here, we're talking about hiring. And so in order to delegate, you have to have somebody to delegate to. So we're going to talk about hiring because that can feel like a very intimidating and daunting process, especially when you've never done it before. And there's just this level of anxiety that comes up with having to bring people into your business. And now you're not just responsible for yourself, you're responsible for other people. I want to just help alleviate some of the burden and some of the anxiety that you may be feeling because this is a very common thing. So first of all, there is a lot of power in bringing on help. I know that most of the time, the way you've been in your business, we tend to put on that superwoman cape as women, especially if you are a mom and you've had multiple roles that you've had to carry out in your life. So putting on that superwoman cape is almost second nature, and it's even second nature when it comes to your business. But let's just be real. Let's be honest. Sometimes the cape is just not flapping like it needs to. You're not getting the wind up underneath your cape to keep you flying the way you need to. And that's because burnout and overwhelm, we're all susceptible to it if we don't have the right strategies, the right systems, so that we are not being taken over by the weight of running a consulting business. So I want you to think about hiring from a place of empowerment and not from a place of anxiety. But look at this as a way for you to get freedom, to be able to buy some of your time back, to be able to clear things off of your plate and off of your calendar so that you can feel a little bit more relaxed, go into your day knowing that you have people who are there to support you. So just change your perspective when it comes to hiring because it is not a bad thing. It doesn't have to be filled with all of the anxiety. You just need the right support, the right mindset. Is really not as daunting as it may seem when you have the right intention and when you are doing it from a very strategic place as opposed to just rushing out into it and being reactive and feeling like we need help. A lot of consultant CEOs have the question about when is the best time to hire? Should I hire? How do I start hiring? There's this thing called perfection that finds its way in every area of our business to include hiring because we want to hire perfectly. You want to hire perfect people so you can have the perfect business. I want you to release that perfection today because that also adds anxiety to everything that you do. So I don't want you to feel like that everything has to be perfect and you're going to find the perfect person. You can find people that are a great fit when it's done in a very diligent way. Okay. So hiring is empowering. It's liberating. It helps you as a CEO and it allows your business to be able to do more of what you created it to do. So another big question is, when do I hire? You don't know if it's now or should you wait till later? Should you have something in place? This is my opinion, but I try to follow best practice as much as possible. It's important that you start thinking about hiring sooner than later. It doesn't matter where you are in your business. You always want to have hiring going on in the back of your mind because if you want to scale and you know that you want to have a sustainable business for the long term, then hiring definitely needs to be one of the main things that you consider doing as a CEO. I know that there's a lot of mindset shifts that have to happen around that, but essentially that is something that you need to be thinking about as one of your CEO roles and responsibility is to be responsible for attracting good talent, top talent, attracting the right people into your business so that you can have the support that you need. So when to hire, there is no specific time that you should hire, but you want to hire as soon as you're able to and hire well before you even think you're ready. I have found is that if you wait till you get to the point where you think, yes, I think I'm actually ready to hire, you probably have been ready to hire or needed to hire well before you thought that you needed to hire. So hire well before you think you're ready and hire as soon as you're able to. So that's why you hear me talk a lot about delegation, because in order to delegate, you've got to be ready to get some of these things off of your plate as soon as you possibly can. When you started your business as a consultant, you had all the things that you were trying to do, but then you should be thinking about, when can I immediately start delegating? So that means that if you have the cash flow coming into your business, or you have a means to support hiring out for help, then you definitely should do that. Now, I will say, you don't just throw out this big net and just say, hey, whoever bites first, come on in and help me out. That's not really the way you want to do it, but you definitely need to be thinking about hiring as soon as you can so that you can free up your time. That's one of the things that really gets consultants stuck, especially at this revenue plateau, is because they haven't hired out soon enough. And I know that a lot of B2B consultants think about, well, if I hire, then it means now I have to start focusing on the client, then I have to start focusing on the team. Yes, that's what leadership is all about. And that's why you hear me talk about elevating your inner CEO, because you've been the external facing CEO since forever. And now it's time for you to start getting more on the inside of your business and working on your business and learning how to get clear on the internal business side of running your consulting business. You have to start looking at the big picture now. And part of that big picture is bringing on people, and you will be able to see more clearly and be able to think more clearly as well when you have less things on your plate. So you want to hire as soon as you're able to, and definitely hire well before you think you're ready. Now, I know that sometimes that can feel like, well, why would I hire before I'm ready? Because usually you do things when you feel like you're ready to do, right? But I want you to kind of step out of this emotional place of leading. Again, we're not leading from how we feel and emotions, but you want to lead from a place of intention and purpose and strategicness. So you have to start thinking about this well before you think you're ready. It's not about a feeling, but this is about, what does my business need? I want you to ask yourself that, like, what truly does my business need? What do you need so that you can elevate? What do you need as a CEO to really grow and scale and not feel like the work is just constantly compounding on you and there's not enough time in the day and you're just already drowning in the idea of trying to scale and increase your revenue and be able to do more just doesn't even seem possible. I want you to know that it's possible, but you have to have the right things in place. And so that's why it's important to start thinking about it before you're ready. Now, you might be thinking, well, if I want to grow and increase my revenue, how am I going to increase my revenue if I'm using the revenue to hire a person? Bringing people into your business, hiring help, whether it's an employee or you are just outsourcing some things to a couple of freelancers, whatever type of support you need. When you are bringing help into your business, when you're hiring, that is you actually making an investment into your business. You can only put out 100% of effort every single day. And in reality, we're not even doing 100%. Like in real life, because you have other things going on in your life. And although it may seem hard to kind of juggle all of that, the truth is you're not doing business 24 hours a day. So you know that maybe on a good day, you're putting out 80%, maybe on a good day, but then other days it may feel like 50%. So again, let's just say on a high, we'll even go with 100. If you're doing 100% of output every single day and you are wearing 5 hats, that means that you're getting like 20% of effort out of all of those roles. So you're not able to really get the full return on investment when you are the only one that's doing the marketing or the sales, or you are the only one that's doing all of the social media. You're only getting 20% of effort out of that. And that's a lot of work for you because you're doing it all. You want to scale, then you're going to start having to look at these things from a math perspective. Look at the numbers. So when you are hiring someone, you are investing in your business. That is a part of investing because you're investing in you, you're investing in your business, and you'll see that when you have someone who has, let's say, 100%, if you're bringing on a contractor that's full-time and they're available to you 100% of the time, then now you can take that 20% that you were trying to do and they can take it on and they can go with it and they can rock with it. Now you've just given yourself 20% of your time back. 20%. That's a lot when you think about it. Think about what you can do with 20% of your time. Now, there are things that you have to consider when you are starting in the process of hiring because it does cost money to make money. Before you actually see the return on your investment, meaning there's some training, there's some onboarding, there's some team acclimation, integration, there's things that you have to go through. So you may not necessarily see it immediately like day one, day two, but if you have good training and they're equipped with the right tools and you're giving them what they need, you will recognize that this is an investment in you. It's an investment in your business, and it's going to help you be more productive as your business really start to move forward. And you'll start to see yourself get closer to those goals that you have for yourself, whether long term or short term. You'll see yourself start to get closer to those goals because you're able to move a lot quicker. Now, when you are in your hiring phase, you want to think about how you're going to hire, because it's not just when you hire, but also considering how are you actually going to tackle this thing where you start bringing people into your business. So I want to give you a few things to think about when you're doing that. So one is think about some of the skill sets that you need in your business. So I've mentioned before that when you started your consulting business, you started because you wanted to take your expertise into the corporate space. So whatever your zone of genius, your expertise is, those are the things you want to be able to focus on. Anything that's not a part of your zone of genius, you definitely want to start considering hiring out for. You want to hire for the actual skill sets, the talent that you need. If you know that you want to start doing more social media, but that's not your thing, then you need to hire a social media manager, someone to do your content creation or whatever that looks like for you. But you want to start thinking about what are the skill sets that you need inside of your business so that you can start to focus more on things that are relevant and necessary for you as the CEO. Also think about your strengths. I love thinking about this type of stuff. I have a certification in Clifton Strengths Coaching. So I think strengths is really important because there are areas where you are really strong and that's very different from your skill set. So you can have a skill set, but then there's strengths that you possess innately that will allow you to really do well in a particular area or do well in certain skill sets. So think about the strengths that you have and hire for your weaknesses. I really believe that when you know your strengths, you're able to amplify how you're able to deliver, how you're able to excel, how you're able to create great results for yourself, your business, for your clients. And when you hire for your not so strong areas or your weaknesses, then that complements you and it allows you to have a high performing team. So think about your weaknesses as a place you may want to hire for. And last but not least is you want to be able to know that when you bring team members onto your business, you have to step up and really build your leadership on the inside for those that you are leading, because they're looking to you so that they can support you as best as you need with the right training, with the right systems and processes in place, the right tools. They are equipped. You have a good infrastructure that supports them and supports you. You'll see over time that the things will start to smooth out. You'll be able to get into this great rhythm. And then you'll probably ask yourself, why didn't I do this earlier? How can you start all of this? You want to know what are the clear roles and responsibilities that you have in your business. What's the vision? And then what type of roles do you need inside of your business? And that starts with you writing down what roles are you currently doing? What roles do you currently have in your consulting business right now that are bringing in revenue into your business? Roles that are helping you make money, roles that are helping you save money. Write those out. And then I want you to put what type of department that would align to. Is this sales and marketing? Is this business development? Know what departments you have currently going on in your business, and then start considering where you're spending the most of your time and maybe where you're not so strong. Where are your weaknesses and something that you may need to start shifting out? So once you get a good overview of what that looks like, then that'll help you know where you need to start focusing when it comes to doing your first, your third, your 10th hire, whatever that may be. And I want to encourage you in this, even if you've hired before and maybe it did not work out so great, I want you to release that today, because you are not your past failures. You are not your setbacks. Just because your business may have had a few setbacks, failures, maybe something didn't go the way you had planned to go, whatever that is. I do want you to release the past failures, release the negative experience, release the anxiety, release the ego. I want you to release that superwoman cape that you have been wearing so gracefully, but guess what? It is time to hang it up because you are not in this to be a superwoman. That is not your role as a CEO, is to be a superwoman. You are here as a woman consultant CEO. That's who you are. This is the business that you're leading. This is the role that you feel that you are moving when it comes to your purpose and the impact that you want to make in the world. So I want you to release all of that anxiety and hesitation and fear, because it is possible for you to have a good experience around hiring. And I want you to start creating that feeling, and I want you to start creating that mental environment for yourself when it comes to hiring, and not feeling like this is a burden and feeling like everybody's going to be looking at you and all eyes are on you. I want you to release just all of that need for being perfect and feeling like everything has to be right. Everything's not going to be perfect, but I do think that there are things that you can do to be intentional, and that's where you want to focus, not on perfection, but you want to focus on being intentional and being strategic and being able to make decisions based off of the actual numbers, the data, not based on how you feel or what you felt, but based on what your business needs, and really lean into that and think forward about how can you get your business to this particular objective or milestone or goal, and what do you need in order to do that? What type of help do you need in order to do that? What type of cash flow? How is that going to impact your current revenue? And how can you start to utilize your revenue or allocate your revenue in a way where you're able to invest that back into the business in the form of help, so that you can start to free up your time, reclaim your energy, and start feeling like you are getting back in control of your consultancy. You have more time, more space to work on your business and stop getting drowned by all of the compounding work of working inside of your business. You were meant for this. You were called for this. You are already positioned for this, and you are already equipped. It's just a matter of doing the things that's necessary to get you to where you want to be. It's totally possible, and I'm here to support you along that journey. So until the next time, take care, and I'll see you again soon.